These are the 5 breakfast rules you must follow in order to lose body fat. What's up, guys? It's Anthony from AB Fitness Center, where we help you to lose body fat, gain muscle, and get stronger. Guys, what's going on? Super excited to be here with you guys today. This question actually comes from my Instagram, so if you guys have any questions, make sure you follow me on Instagram at AB Fitness Center. Just send me a message with your question and I'll get it to you in the form of a video. Because if you're struggling with this, other people are going to struggle with it too. So breakfast that saying is breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and that's bullshit. It's not really true, right? Your body doesn't understand timing throughout the day. Your body doesn't get that. There's so many studies that debunk that. Like, this is why things like intermittent fasting actually work. But with that said, it is very important to have breakfast, and I will cover the 5 rules, what you should kind of do and not do during breakfast. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. This way you never miss a beat and you get real, applicable fitness information without the fluff. All right. So in no particular order, as always, because not one of these rules are any more important than the other one. But the first thing I want to cover is getting your protein in. The common American breakfast is typically cereal with milk. That's like the common breakfast food, cereal, a muffin, or maybe a bagel, or something to that effect, right? Most of the time, people aren't sitting down and having chicken breast or tilapia and asparagus for breakfast. It really doesn't happen. And if you are, I mean, that's great, but that's not a typical breakfast. Typical breakfast, like I said, cereal, orange juice, that's a typical breakfast. So one of the major things and one of the biggest rules that you need to follow is making sure that you get your protein in the morning. So you want to make sure, especially if you're trying to lose body fat, that you're getting in ample amounts of protein. Protein has a twofold effect when you eat it. 1, your body has to heat up a little bit to burn off that extra protein. And 2, protein helps keep you fuller longer. So this is why it's important to start the day off with a constant flow of amino acids to build muscle and help you stay fuller longer. So I would recommend in the morning going with something higher in protein. So again, this is all going to depend, but what are sources of protein? My preferred breakfast, the breakfast of champions, is, and I actually have a video called Breakfast of Champions. I'll link that somewhere in here. But that is basically whey protein. I use 2 scoops of whey protein, and if I have time, I will sit down and pour that over cereal, and that's my breakfast. It's just basically about 50 grams of protein, about 30 to 50 grams of carbs, and very minimal amount of fat, which is a perfect way to start the day. Again, if most people's breakfast is a bowl of cereal, that has like 8 grams of protein, give or take, and about 50 grams of carbs. Or a bagel is about 50 to 75 grams of carbs. A bagel with butter is going to have way more fat than that in there. So you want to make sure that, again, you're getting your protein in. So that's my preferred breakfast, but you can have anything. So lean sources of protein for breakfast, egg whites with cold cuts, you make a nice little omelet, that's always good. Again, whey protein, like I said. Non-fat Greek yogurt or cottage cheese, again, another go-to. And if you're feeling adventurous, maybe some tilapia for breakfast. I'm kidding, but yeah, you kind of get the idea, right? Making sure you're getting in lean protein, that's the first most important step with breakfast. Usually, typically, one of my rules also is when I sit down to eat, I have to have protein. If I'm not having protein, it's not considered a meal. So that's the first thing, okay? Number 2, when are you hungry? Are you more of you wake up in the morning and you're ravenous and super, super hungry? Or are you the type of person like me where you get up in the morning and you're not hungry at all? Well, that's going to play a determining factor in what you want to do with your calories for the day. So if you wake up and breakfast has to be your biggest meal of the day, then I would definitely take the time out and have a bigger breakfast. So again, if you were hungrier in the morning, maybe I would have 2 scoops of protein, or maybe a big thing of egg white omelets with maybe some cereal and some toast or whatever. Again, it's all going to be based on your calories. But if you're hungry in the morning, it's okay to eat a heavier breakfast in the morning. If you're not hungry in the morning, like I'm not, my breakfast literally every day is 2 scoops of protein. That's the easiest way to do it because I get to save some of those extra carbs and fat for later in the day when I am hungry. So go based on what is comfortable for you. So if you're more of a morning hungry person, have a bigger breakfast and then have smaller meals later. Or if you're like me and not hungry in the morning, then have just protein in the morning, save the rest of that stuff for later in the day. All right, so that was number 2. Number 3, do you have time in the morning, or does it have to be a quick on-the-go breakfast? Because if it has to be a quick on-the-go breakfast, it's gonna have to require you to be a little bit more prepared, in the sense that you have to make your breakfast the night before. So one of the things, and until I stumbled upon just having literally 2 scoops of protein every morning, literally what I do, at night, I take 2 scoops of protein, put it in a shaker cup, shake it up, put it on my nightstand. I wake up in the morning, I go brush my teeth, I drink my shake. Well, I drink my shake, brush my teeth, and then I go about my day. Because you don't want to brush your teeth and then drink the shake. It would just really be nasty. So I just get up, drink the shake, and then clean my teeth and go. But anyway, that was like my go-to breakfast, because for me in the morning is impossible. I got the kids running around, I got to get them out the door. So the breakfast in the morning, for me to sit down and make breakfast, nearly impossible. Even on the weekends, it's tough. And I'm just not hungry in the morning either, so it helps. But so you have to find those quick alternatives. So when I was in college, what I used to do is I actually used to make sandwiches in the morning. So I would make a sandwich, I'd put it in the fridge at night. I would literally get ready, run out the door, grab my sandwich and go. And that's what I would kind of have for breakfast in the morning. So you got to figure out what is better for you with your schedule. If it has to be quick, then it may be preparing. If you have time in the morning, then maybe it's a different story where you can actually sit down and, make a nice cup of coffee and get egg whites together and make a nice omelet and a nice picture for Instagram of what you ate and let the world know what you actually ate for breakfast. If you have that time in the morning, then that's good. So that's going to also play a part, especially when it comes to fat loss too. If you got time in the morning, then breakfast, you may need to have a little bit of a bigger breakfast and a more elaborate one where you could kind of play around and have a little more fun. Whereas if you're like me and always on the go, then you need those quick alternatives. So think about that one. Number 4, watch those coffee calories. Okay, I've done a ton of videos on this channel talking about coffee, how coffee will make you fat. And it's not so much the coffee, because everybody, as soon as I send that video to someone, everyone's like, I'm not stopped drinking coffee. It's not the coffee that's the problem. It's the stuff that you're putting in the coffee that's the issue. So you gotta watch those extra calories from coffee, okay? Everything else that you're putting in it, that's what's killing you. It's not the coffee itself. If you need to have coffee, I would prefer it black to Splenda. That's usually what I do. It's my favorite way to have coffee. If you need a little bit of something in there, just understand you're gonna have to sacrifice calories later on for that. But again, if you're having 4 or 5 cups of coffee a day, those extra little calories will add up. So just keep that in mind. And this is why it's always important to practice flexible dieting and focusing on utilizing MyFitnessPal and other tools like that to help you on your journey. Again, I'll link some videos here for you guys to watch and pay attention to with that one. And number 5, this is like a key rule here when it comes to weight loss and breakfast. Never drink your calories. Now, that's a rule all day. But for breakfast especially, any fruit juices, anything like that, that's just gonna be a total waste of calories. 8 ounces of orange juice, which is literally nothing, is about 25 to 27 grams of carbohydrates. So that's equivalent to like 2 pieces of toast. I'd rather the toast. When you drink your calories, you're never gonna be full. You're almost like it's not there. When I'm trying to gain weight, that's when I usually add those liquid calories in for breakfast. So you're gonna have to play around with that and see, but that's like my definitive rule. Never drink your calories. It's funny because I say that, never drink your calories, but what I basically mean is never drink carbs. That's basically what I mean, because I drink protein powder, that's calories, so technically I'm just breaking my own rule, but rules are meant to be broken, right? So anyway, don't drink carb calories. Okay, let's go with that one. So let's summarize this, okay? Speed this all up for you and get it all compact and ready to go. Number 1, you want to make sure your breakfast is always jam-packed with protein. Most people don't consume enough protein, so make sure that you have enough protein for breakfast, so this way you're starting the day off good and you're getting ample amounts of protein in there. Remember, protein helps keep you fuller. Number 2, when are you hungry? If you're not hungry in the morning, don't force yourself to have a big breakfast. Have a little bit of a smaller breakfast, make sure you get in your amount of protein you're supposed to do, and move on. And I would do a carb and fat fast for breakfast. So just have protein, skip the carbs, skip the fat, move on. Number 3, do you have time in the morning? Okay, if you have time, maybe you need to sit down and have a nice elaborate breakfast where you can kind of get creative with it. If you need to be quick and on the go, then you need to find those alternatives for you. Like I said, for me, it's 2 scoops of protein right on my nightstand, drink it, move on to my day. Or when I was in college, Make a sandwich, grab it, go. And again, the sandwich could be anything. It could be just cold cuts. It could be egg whites, an egg white sandwich. It could be eggs, whatever, it doesn't matter. But point is that you want to have something quick done, ready to go, so that's going to require you to prepare the night before. Number 4, watch the coffee calories. Those things you're putting in your coffee, watch those. And number 5, never drink carb calories ever for breakfast. So the juices, all those other things, don't put them in the fridge. Don't make me come into your house and find the orange juice there and then find you drinking that. No bueno. All right, guys. If you like that, watch this video, watch that video, maybe even that playlist over there, okay? They're all gonna help you get to your goals, all right? Make sure you share this video with someone else who needs to hear it. Hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.